What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Chelsea Fan TV. Welcome back to another episode of 5 Things We Learn. And Chelsea are back. I don't know how much of a good thing that is, but Chelsea are back. We are going to be reviewing all the latest talking points on our loss to Aston Villa. Yes, unless you didn't watch the game yesterday, we did lose again. We did fail to score again, but it is only a friendly, so try not to take it too seriously. Try not to be as hurt about the result, because I'm not. I'm really not. There was like 2 or 3 first-team players playing and the rest were all youth. We will talk about the first-team players because they might have been the most disappointing ones on the field if we're being real about it. But we'll delve into all of it in this video. We'll talk about Broja's injury and hopefully it's not anything serious and the repercussions of that. We'll talk about the positives, the negatives, everything regarding the Villa-Chelsea game. So guys, before we start, as always, we need to do a little bit of housekeeping on the channel. Like the video. If you guys haven't done it already, you guys don't understand how much it helps the channel out, how much it pushes us up on the algorithm. We need every like and subscription that we can get. So guys, hit the like button if you haven't done it already. Subscribe if you haven't done it already. Hit the bell notification button as well if you want to get a little hat trick, because here at Chelsea, we don't do hat tricks, we barely do goals. So if you guys want it, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification button as well. For a cheeky man in a match award, subscribe to my personal channel as well. The link will be down in the description. And yeah, other than that, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And let's get into it. Chelsea 0, Aston Villa 1. We conceded after 6 minutes. First attack of the game from Aston Villa, and it was their first breakthrough. Other than that, Chelsea never really looked like testing the goalkeeper other than for decent individual moments by Omari Hutchinson. There was a few good youth players that stood out. I think the likes of Hutchinson, like we already said, Lewis Hall. I thought ranking off the bench was very good when he came on. Casady looked decent. There was a couple good youth performances. There was a few shocking ones as well. I thought Humphreys, Brooking and Webster kind of struggled in the game. But it's only a friendly. We're not using this to like make any final judgments on the players. It's just a good way to assess what you can get out of certain players. And the first point, and it has to be the number 1 point coming out of this game on any Chelsea fan's mouth, in my opinion, Omari Hutchinson. He is every bit of the hype that Arsenal was saying about him before we signed him. And he has to start, or at least be on the bench against Bournemouth. Because, like, maybe I'm just down bad, all right? Maybe I'm just down bad because I have never been so moved by an attacker's performance all season for Chelsea as I was by Omari Hutchinson yesterday. The guy was beating players for fun. He was asking questions of players. Very unlucky not to score. He had a brilliant bit of play where he cut inside, beat 2 players and just hit the post. I think he did it twice in the game. Correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong in the comment section, let me know. But Omari Hutchinson played with some serious intent, some serious confidence. And it wasn't just that. It was the decision making. How quickly do you release the ball? How quickly do you build up play? What decisions do you make when you're on the ball? Your positioning. And all of that from Omari Hutchinson. From everything that I've seen from players playing on the right this season, start him. Start him. Literally start him. Like, it's not going to get any worse than it already has done now. Omari Hutchinson looked like a breath of fresh air in that pitch yesterday. And if we're going off anything, I want his arse in the squad for the next game. And if he starts and has a good game, he should be in the squad for the whole rest of the season. I don't know if he's too young for it or not. Again, let me know in the comments. I don't think he's 16 or anything like that. I think he's around 18, 19, which means we can play him. Let me just check quickly. And yeah. He's 19 years old. 19 years old. There's no reason for us not to start him. No reason for us not to start him. So my number 1 point, Omari Hutchinson, start this guy against Bournemouth. Like, you can put him on the bench if you want. I don't mind. But I want to see him start. Point number 2. Chelsea, done in transition yet again. Done in one attack yet again. Lewis Hall and Jorginho got bypassed way too easily in midfield. when Aston Villa were transitioning on us. Cucurella was in no man's land. Like, he was a left back who ran forward to defend the right side and left two people exposed on his end. We got overloaded on that side that Cucurella got left exposed, and John McGinn scored from just outside the box. It's typical of the same issues that Chelsea have encountered all season. And it's another one of the reasons why we need to bring a midfielder in, because we struggle in defensive transition. When we had the likes of Zakaria sitting back, we looked pretty solid at the back, but we missed that sort of imposing character. And we need someone like that long term, be it an Enzo Fernandez, an Edson Alvarez, be it a Declan Rice or something, for example. We need a strong defensive profile to screen the midfield, because we got beaten way too many times in transition, and you can all already tell it's going to be a regular factor the rest of this season, because we've seen it happen so much already. Point number 2, we need to get a midfielder, and Chelsea just got done in transition yet again. Point number 3, and seeing as we're talking about the transfer window, we might need to talk about another position that we need to strengthen, and that's up front. We might need to go in for another striker again, and it's not what I wanted us to do. I would have rather us focus on the midfield and our wing-backs and our goalkeeping situation. But our attack's now looking like another problem. Even though we already know we aren't the most clinical attack in the world, we don't make chances to save our lives. We're looking a bit short up top now. Armando Broja, as you guys all already know, sadly pulled up with what looked like a very bad injury. Those screams were haunting, and I just hope it's not as bad as those screams made it out to be. But if it is, and Broja's out for a good period of time, that's our only striker depth gone. All it is just Aubameyang left up top, and Aubameyang ain't really been hitting the roof on fire or anything like that either. Like, he's not had a lot of chances to deal with, but his link-up play hasn't been all that good. It's been good in phases, poor in phases, so I'll give it the benefit of the doubt for yesterday, but it really wasn't a good performance from him, at least in my opinion. And now with no competition, all that does is breed complacency, in my opinion. And if I have to see Kai Havertz up top again, I will literally off myself. I don't ever want to see that again. So for me, we might need to go in for another attacker. And I know there's strikers that we have been linked with. We've been linked with that Makuku guy from Dortmund. It'd be a good shout for us. He's done really well at a youth level. We've been linked with Ronaldo too. And I don't really want that one, but I could see Bowley push for him as well. I really hope we don't get Ronaldo, but we do need to get a striker in as well. So point number 3, Chelsea need a new striker after Broja's injury. And also get well soon, Broja, because that did not look pretty. And I really want to see him do well, because Broja to me looks like a raw Diego Costa. You give him 2 or 3 years to develop, to get a better football IQ, better decision making. You could have a player on your hands. But an injury that serious, it could really derail his development, because he relies heavily on his power, on his agility for someone of his size and strength, and that's going to completely take it all away from him. So hopefully Broja gets well. Moving on to another youth player that I want to talk about, Lewis Hall. And he was moved back into his natural position of midfield. He was next to Jorginho, and I thought he had a good performance. Yes, he did get caught in transition a few times, and he needs to position himself better for those moments. But I do think that's something that can be coached into his game as well. He's a very young player, very versatile, and he showed that he could do well to move the ball, to build up play. Didn't lose the ball a lot. He made smart decisions. His decision making was good. It was another impressive performance from Lewis Hall. And between this and his 2 starts against Newcastle, against Manchester City, he's done more than enough to make a name for himself, and he's a good versatile option for us this season. He can play anywhere in that midfield. He can play on the left. He can play at centre-back if we need him to. I think he can even play on the right. Again, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but he's a very versatile option for us. Look how good he played out of position on the left. And now we've seen him replicate that same performance in midfield. I'm moved. I'm all here for it. Keep Lewis Hall in the squad. Bring him in wherever necessary. But he's developing, and let the kid keep developing as well. Point number 4, Lewis Hall looked really good again in today's game. Point number 5, I'm not going to delve into it too long, but I just want to say it for anyone who's worried too much about it. It's just a friendly, people. It is just a friendly. We have a lot more games to get stressed out about and to be deservedly annoyed about if Chelsea don't win. I don't care about this game. It was just about who played well and who didn't. It's a couple red flags in that game. There was a few red flags. There was a few positives in the game too. And I think that's just going to happen in a pre-season friendly or whatever sort of friendly, mid-season friendly, if you want to call it that. But in spite of that, it is only just a friendly. Nothing to really worry yourself about or anything like that. We have another friendly, apparently, before we face Bournemouth on Boxing Day. So keep a lookout for that. If it's live, we will be doing another watch-along on Chelsea Fan TV. But until then, I've been Carefree Lewis. As always, like and subscribe, and up the Chels.